afternoon. Church of God in Christ, good to be here. I would first like to thank Judge Thomas and Judge Evans. They are truly the people that I like to be associated with. They are experts in the law, and as jurists, they are always in the community. And we're here on Saturday and they're not getting paid. They do this because they care. Amen. I would also like to thank Pastor Dean, Brother Mayhew, and the rest of the congregation at New Life Church of God in Christ, and most importantly, you yourselves for being here. Today, first I would like to apologize to Brother Dean, Pastor Dean here, because I came with just an address. Judge Thomas gave me the flyer, but I didn't see that it was in the church. And I do respect the court and dress up every day for court, but I respect the Lord. All right. So I want to apologize for my appearance. I did bring my jacket, so at least I have it. But I was asked, I went to a forum that Judge Thomas gave probably about a year ago now, and I went as a guest so I can educate myself more on expungements and things like that. And after the forum, I was asking Judge, how often, to be honest, she said, I've been doing this, I was out last month, I go here, I go there, all over the state. She said, but this is my last one. And I looked and said, wait a minute, Judge, you're going to quit. I'm tired. I gotta let somebody else do it. And here she is again. I knew it wasn't her last one. All the way out here. So she asked me to come out and to try and give some knowledge on pardons, because that I don't know if she had that part of her agenda, and she wanted to expand it. So a pardon is clemency is what we're talking about. Clemency, and let me start by saying all the information that I'm about to give you is available on the website. You just type in U.S. Pardon, U.S. Department of Justice, and you'll have everything here. It is very inclusive and informative on all the information that you need to do. The application is there, and all the steps are there. But when we talk about this, it is the President's power that is granted to him through the Constitution to pardon, commute, remission, or reprieve you of any federal crime that you may have committed. And it's any crime. He can do that, you know. It takes several forms. Clemency is several forms, that is the pardon, commutation, remission, or reprieve. On the website, they give you step-by-step the instructions on doing this. And I'm going to go over each step with you guys, but like again, if you miss something, you can just go on the website and you can have it. And what I've done here is I've highlighted some of the important things within each step that you have to recognize. All right, first of all, you're going to submit your position to the Office of the Pardon Attorney. Like I say, it's a 15-page application. I think it's even more than 15 pages because you have some extra pages there that they give you. You have more convictions that they have listed. They give you those, they supply those pages for you. But the main document is 15 pages. It is for federal convictions only. So if you have the state thing, then that would, but for the federal part, this is where you would go for your federal convictions. There's much like the state, it is a 5-year waiting period. They do have exceptional circumstances, which would, I'm thinking, have to be exceptional circumstances in order to apply early. But the general waiting period is 5 years. And I should have started by saying that what you have to understand about these clemencies is that you have to be at the point in your life to say that I did this. This is forgiveness. Clemency is leniency. It's saying that I committed this crime, but I think I need leniency because of these enumerated reasons. So that is an important thing. So when you start going down this road, you already have to come to grips with it. There's some people that can't come to grips with that. It's some people that are truly innocent that will sit in jail and say, hey, I'm not admitting to anything that I didn't do. But here you have to be able to come to grips with what you've done and to say, this is it, this is what I've done, and here are the reasons why I think that you should. So, step number 4, reasons for seeking a pardon. I mean, it could be various different reasons. It could be just the fact that you've come to grips with it, but you think that you should. A lot of what people are asking for when they're asking for a pardon is they've been sentenced to life offense or a number of years, and they're saying, listen, I've done this, but I think I should get out. So that would be the main reason for a pardon, but it could be any number of reasons why you would ask for this. Unlike the state, the federal side, it can be multiple convictions. And it doesn't have to be just one. The president can say, you know, he's not putting a limit on you. The most important thing, aside from you being able to accept the fact that you did it, I think in here, is that you have to enumerate everything in this application that you have been convicted of, charged of, questioned about, investigated about, so you can't leave anything out. Anything of a criminal nature, even if it's drunk driving, state offense, you have to have that listed in here. And that's one of the extra pages that they have. So if somebody's got a whole line of stuff, they got extra pages in the application so that you can provide that. And you want to be, it's all about the transparency. So you want to be as transparent as possible, because the problem arises is when you forget, you just honestly didn't remember, then they can construe that as a falsification of your petition, and then it can result in fines and even more time. So you want to make sure that before you go down this road, you are including everything that you have on your record that you know of, and ways to get that, I think the judges have already explained. You go to the court that you were sentenced in, you should be able to provide that, but you need to go to each court, and even traffic matters. So I would even include red light tickets if you could, if you remember them or not. That didn't necessarily specifically say that, but like I say, transparency is what this application is all about. The pardon can be of a military offense. That is included. The president does have the power to grant clemency on a military offense. You would not go to the president for, if you were dishonorably discharged and wanted to upgrade that to some form of other than dishonorable discharge. But they do provide for an avenue to do that in this application, and when you read it on the website, they will tell you who to go to and what offices to go, agencies to go to for that. They even provide addresses for you to be able to contact and to find out how to go about upgrading. But the president can discharge you from military court-martial convictions. We talked about the arrest record and being more inclusive. That's number 7. Number 8, they are talking about credit status. And you know, you think about why do they want to know about your credit status? Why is that important? But credit status is just another avenue to determine where you are in life and what you're doing in your life. You know, you can say I do everything right, I do it, but you don't pay your bills. That's another way to determine, you know, where are you at? You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about credit status, I don't think that they're going to deny you for bad credit, but you certainly want to make sure that you're addressing all of those credit issues that you have on there. And they're going to ask you, and you're going to have to comment on where you are with those issues. So start getting your credit together, not only for this, but in order to, you know, to live, because that's the way life is going now. They need at least three character references. The 3, if you provide more than those, they want to know the 3 of your primary character references. So you can send hundreds of character letters, but they want to know who are the 3 main people that you want us to read these letters from. If that's important to you. Number 10, we talk about the effect of a pardon. Unlike a pardon does not erase your conviction at all. We talk, why do you want a pardon? Most of the time, people want pardons because they want to be released. They want their sentence commuted from either life or death to something lower, or even something that is no jail time at all, which the president can't do. So the effect of that, you still would have to disclose that you have this conviction, unlike the state side of the expungement, where you don't have to disclose that any longer. Like I said, we talked about the penalty of a false statement. Here, the penalty of a false statement, if they find that you falsified your application, you have up to 5 years in prison is punishable by, and a fine of up to $250,000. So it is serious business that you get this right, that you make sure that you include everything, be more inclusive than not. And essentially, that's really what it's all about. You know, it's time to, at some point in your life, lay everything down on the table and say, this is me, this is what I've done. But, and again, like the judge said, you want to be able to say that but is to have some substance to it and be able to say, hey, I come and volunteer at the New Life Church of God in Christ on these days. I go down to the food center on these days in the soup kitchen and provide meals. You want to have some substance with your application in order for you to be asking for something as serious as this. This is goes straight to the president. Another thing, when you look on the website, which is real interesting, you can go see each president and who they've pardoned, who they've given a reduction in time, and how much time they were sentenced to. I looked on there the other night. You have people in there 240 months. Some of them, they said release them by August the 5th. Some of them said we're going to reduce this 240 months to 30 months. Some said reduce this 240 months to 150 months, or whatever the case may be. So that is interesting. When you get time, you can go check that out. And each president, as far back as I think as the beginning, I didn't go back, but went back a number of years. And each president, you can see what month, how many people they denied, the names of the persons, the the charges that they were, the charges and the convictions that they had, and the months that they had, and the months that they commuted for them. Like I said, this is exclusive right of the president on a federal conviction. He's the only one. And that pretty much enumerates specifically what needs to be done in order to get a pardon. There's a number of different pages here. It talks about the importance of the application. It talks about, it gives you all the statistics here. It gives you all the rules governing it, the standards, the clemency recipients. It has a frequently asked question. So the other thing that's different from the state side is that there is no hearing on this. You don't get a chance to stand in front of a judge. Your application is all that you got. And that you want to make sure, like I say, you're more inclusive than not, because you're going to mail this off. This is going to be looked at by, the president has different agencies, one of the department attorney, is the promotion Department of Justice. They're going, because they give her name here, she's going to go through your application, and she's going to make a recommendation on your application. And she's going to make that recommendation either to grant or to deny. Ultimately, her recommendation goes to the president, and the president obviously has the final authority on what he wants to do with your application. So there's no chance for you to present yourself in front of a judge and say, Judge, this is me, this is your presentation right here, this application. We have left a copy of the application here to give you an idea of how thick it is. I am going to leave this application with the members of the New Life Church of God in Christ, so you can have that. But like I said, everything is on the website. I got all this and printed all this up myself, so you just go to the website. One more thing I would like to add is right now, President Obama, I guess we have 2 more years left with him. He has taken it, paid particular attention to people who have been arrested for drug convictions. And he has spoken out on this, that we are serving too much time for these drug convictions. Quite frankly, people are just out there trying to make a living for themselves. I'm not trying to justify it being right, but at the end of the day, he gets that. And he has spoken out vehemently against all the time, and he has taken steps in that direction to reduce people's time and to reduce the amount, change the laws so that these convictions don't hold so much time. With that being said, we got 2 more years, and that's it. Like Brother May, you said here, you know, our power, whether you know it or not, is in the ballot box. We don't go there enough, we don't utilize that power. Another one of our powers that we have that we do not realize is our pockets. Us as black people, that's what really gets them their attention. Us as black people, we spend more money than any other race. And if we got together, and people talk about don't buy gas today, if we really got together and we said we weren't going to buy gas today, and we were going to catch the public transportation or whatever, they would recognize that. And we have to keep that in mind. We have to be conscious of that. So when you think about it, when you want some change, then think about your pockets and think about